What's up, YouTube and all you Kingston Gotway enthusiasts and all Shermanators?
We interrupt this program to bring you this message. Now, back to our program.
This is V coming at you to take a break from the many projects that I got going on today, two of which consist of me doing a total rebuild of my RSS and outfitting the Gotway X with the upgraded parts that Bagogi decided to send me 3.5 months after the fact. Now, I guess the saying goes, it's better late than never. As you guys can tell by the title of my video, we're not here to be discussing the upgraded parts or the total rebuild of my EUCs, but to discuss an unfortunate event that took place between me and my Skydio 2 drone. Anybody that's familiar with the Skydio drone know that it has the best tracking capability of any drones currently on the market. But although it has the best tracking capability of any drone on the market, it does have its drawback. And I unfortunately found that drawback. Now, I will get into a little bit of a discussion as to how my Skydio drone wound up crashing into a tree. Now, I received my Skydio drone after waiting 6 months, not long by most standards, but I waited 6 months. It arrived last Tuesday. I took my drone out Thursday to my favorite strip that I normally go to when I do my speed drills or do any type of test on my EUC. It's an open area that consists of fields to my right, or open fields to my right, open fields to my left. But in the middle of the roadway, there is a strip that has trees. And because I'm on the East Coast, most of the leaves on these trees have fallen, which basically leave branches exposed. Because of the many branches, I thought this area was safe because although the leaves fell off the tree, there are so many branches that it would basically create an illusion of a full tree because of the denseness of the branches. But that's neither here nor there. I initially took the drone out just to get a feel for it, and I must say that it is so simplistic that anyone with any apprehension can actually fly, not even fly because it flies itself, but operate it. There's very few bells and whistles that you need to, or hurdles that you need to jump through to actually get this thing up and running. So I took it out and did a little test just to see how it would fare. I had it follow me from the back, from the sides to the front, and it did a good job. So on my last stretch, I decided I would do a mini speed drill. I was going somewhere in the 28 to 30 miles per hour range. The Skydio, I believe, can go as fast as 32 miles per hour. I know it's in the low 30s, but not quite sure as to the exact number, but I think it's 32 miles per hour. So I had it track me from the front. So I had it follow me. It was doing an excellent job following me. But where I ran into an issue with the drone was when I basically diverted my path of direction, and I basically U-turned it. And because the Skydio drone was facing me, but it was going forward. So when I basically did a U-turn, it recognized that, after the fact, of course, that I had deviated from my course of travel, and it attempted to catch up to me. Initially, when I turned, of course, I slowed down and started picking up speed, and the drone basically came to my right, which was an open field, overshot me because it was trying to get in front of me, overshot me, and just crashed into a tree. I guess it didn't have enough time to respond, even though the tree consisted of a lot of branches, and it was next to a lot of other trees. It just did not, or it could not slow down in midair to avoid, and it just basically crashed. I reached out to Skydio on Friday afternoon. I uploaded the footage. I was concerned because the limited liability do caution people of flying their drones by phone wires, cable wires, or trees that have thin limbs. And but I wound up uploading the video. They viewed the footage, and basically within several hours of me uploading the video to Skydio, they were gracious enough to accept the claim and have since asked me to package the drone and the propellers, and they will ship me out a replacement drone. The damage that was sustained isn't as bad as other folks that I've actually witnessed when they've had accidents. Of course, as with everybody that have accidents with these, the gimbal did separate from the housing, from the drone, and the pieces here separated from the frame, or the bottom half of this wing or propeller has separated from the arm, and basically that's the major extent of the damage done. None of the sensors or the lenses or the cameras were damaged as a result of the accident. The battery looks impeccable. Also, this piece here, which is I want to call it like it protects the lens from or the camera or the sensor from being scratched. It's basically almost like a lip, if you will. If you want to set your drone on a table or whatever, or if it falls, it protects the sensor. Again, I'm impressed with the customer service. I mean, it was like quick, fast response from Skydio. The individual that I'm dealing with, name is John, and I must say, although it takes an act of Congress to actually receive the drones, their response or their customer service, hands down, is impeccable. But I'm going to package my drone and send it off. And I guess once the new drone comes in at a later date, I can do an in-depth review of it. But in just a short amount of time that I had with it and looking back at it, it would appear I would have fared a lot better had, when I changed my course of direction, that I allowed the drone to catch up to me, as opposed to not catch up to me. I would have fared well had I slowed down enough to allow the drone to get in front of me, and then proceed on with my riding. I think that would have prevented it from trying to beat feet or just flying kamikaze, like trying to catch up to me, to get in front of me. And for the most part, that would have prevented it from slamming into a tree. With that being said, I'm going to end this video and wait for my replacement drone to come, and can't wait to get it up and running so I can capture some pretty decent shots for you guys. So with that being said, hit that like button, subscribe, comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Until next time, guys, deuces.